Alright, hello, welcome to the final prediction stream for this week. I'm going to do the Premier League one sometime next week, but today, just bear with me, get everything organised. I probably should have got everything organised beforehand. We are predicting the League 2, League 2 table, I guess. I was going to say League 2 results. We're not predicting any results. We're predicting the table to see where all the teams finish. I'm just trying to find my pen to write all these down. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. It's loading, and we'll switch the teams about, and then we'll get into it. Obviously, we can't get Stockport or Grimsby because they're not in the game, so we'll just use one of the relegated teams to talk about them. So when we land on either Oldham or Scunthorpe, we'll talk about either Grimsby or Stockport. Now, I've got barely any knowledge on League 2. I've got a slight amount of knowledge more on League 1, but just the tiniest amount. So this is going to be a lot of guesswork as well, and kind of judging it on where they finished last season. So bear with me as we load in. Juve is back. Juventus back in FIFA. Big dub for FIFA, I guess. Still don't have a lot of other clubs though. I'll do career mode this afternoon. Use current squads. So who all got relegated last season? It was Wimbledon, Doncaster, Gillingham and Crewe, wasn't it? And of course we can't relegate Scunthorpe and Oldham because the other team's not in the game. So Wimbledon for... Why do I always start in the rest of the world, man? Just do the league next to it. It'd be easier. Wimbledon for Forest Green. Gillingham for Exeter. Doncaster for Bristol. And Crewe for Port Vale. So that would be League 2. So for when we get to Oldham, I'm looking at the wrong league. I was confused there for a second, I'm not going to lie. When we get to Oldham, I will talk about Grimsby. And then when we get to Scunthorpe, I'll talk about Stockport. If that makes any sense at all. If it doesn't, that's fair enough. Just as well, before we get into it, there will be a spreadsheet in the description to kind of fully detail what my predictions are, just to make it make a bit more sense, because obviously it's a bit nonsense at the moment. I would like to have like edit and stuff where I could just put it on the screen, but I'm not, unfortunately, very good at that, and also I don't know how to do it. So that is what we're going to do today. We just make sure the pen's working, and we'll get it popping. Pen is working. Right, so the first team, AFC Wimbledon, they just got relegated from League 1. They always seem to be about, though, in a playoff position in League 2, so I don't know, I don't know how much of a hit they've taken to their squad. I don't know how much they've, kind of split apart, if that makes sense. I'm going to actually try and find transfers for League 2 before we go into this, just to give me a bit of help here. Kind of want them in club order if I can get it. But, doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like that's possible. There's a way to sort it by club. Let's look at Wimbledon's first. So they brought in Gunter from Charlton, Pierce from Millwall, Hudlin from Huddersfield B team. What? Davison from Charlton, and then Mahoma from Brentford B team as well. They've also released quite a few players, and they've sold Rodoni, who I'm pretty sure was a good player for them. Oh wait, this was... I'm so confused. Ah, right, I see. Hudlin and Mahoma are only on loan. So they've tried to sign. They've also allowed players out. A couple of players that maybe you wouldn't want to have leave your team, but they want to stay in League One rather than be in League Two. So for Wimbledon, I'm going to put them just outside playoffs, if that makes sense. I feel like they're just going to fall short. I'm going to put them 8th place. Again, this is just be more guesswork than anything, more than actually any knowledge. The only team I know where I'm putting is Bradford because I kind of have a support for them. Am I even streaming? It's a good question. It looks like I am. I am. Sweet. Doesn't seem to be working properly for some reason. Right, who's up next? Oh yeah, go off the website. That's exactly what I said, to be fair, actually. Barrow. Barrow have got a few decent players in, you know. They brought in McClelland on loan from Chelsea. That's mad. They've got Ray from Exeter. Not a bad load of signings. Have they sold anyone big, I guess? They sold a couple of players. Zanzala's the main one that catches my eye. But I've always thought that Barrow are going to go down this season, and I think I'm going to stick with what I thought. I also want to change the team on the screen, but I think Barrow. I think they got 22nd last year. They were just above relegation. Of course, Oldham and Scunthorpe were worse. But I think they're going to go down this year. Bear with me. Alright, sorry about that. So up next, who have we got next? Bradford City. See, this is the only one I really know or care about in League Two. Brian, what players? Jesus Christ. Walker from Hearts, Platt from Barrow, Smallwood from Hull. That's a great signing. Lewis from Southampton, Chapman from Blackburn, Doyle from Kilmarnock, Halliday from Fleetwood, Oliver from Gillingham. That's a good striker right there. A good lower league striker. But have we really... Oh, we've let Paddy O'Connor go. And O'Donnell. And Vernon. And Cook. That doesn't look... it's going to be a difficult one. I'm going to put in playoffs. Elliot Watt's gone as well. And I've let Lavery go. Well, I'm going to put them in a playoff spot. I'm going to put them in 5th. They've strengthened the team quite a lot, but they've also lost a couple of big names. Especially, biggest one there is Paddy O'Connor. Surprised to let him go. Off to Lincoln, Vernon as well to Lincoln. But it is what it is. Up next on the agenda is Carlisle, and they're another team that seems to circle the drain down the relegation zone area. What are their signings looking like? Nothing too great. But again, they've not really sold anyone too big either, besides Joe Riley's the main one that catches my eye there. He's gone to Walsall. Kelvin Mellor as well to Crewe. I don't know if they'll survive. I'm going to put them just above relegation because they always seem to circle the drain. I think they're going to do it again this year. I'm going to say Carlisle 21st, just above relegation. Up next is Colchester. They're a hard one to predict because you can never really tell where they're going to finish. They haven't done a lot of business. They brought in Hornby from Bradford. They brought in Ashley from the West Ham under-23s, and they brought in Newby from Rochdale. That's about it. But they've sold Wiredu, and they've sold Gherkin from well, they've released Gherkin from the club as well. So it's an interesting one, really. Yes, text me now, right when I'm streaming. Yes, please. Please continue. But yeah, in all seriousness, That's a big departure. Two big departures, really. Colchester, I'm going to base it off where they finished last year. So where did they finish last year? Don't know if you can tell, but I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. 15th last year. You know what? I'll push them up a little bit. Actually, no. Will I? No, I'll put them in the same spot. I think they're going to finish 15th again. Of course, if it's by the end of the video and I disagree with some of my options, I will change them, of course. So it makes a bit more sense. And the spreadsheet of my final predictions. We've got Crawley Town up next. Let's take a look at their signings. If my phone wants to load the website, if we could go any slower there, phone, that'd be wonderful. Crawley. They've signed quite a few players, to be fair. They haven't been messing around in this window. Jesus Christ. They signed Telford from Newport. That's a hell of a signing. That's got to kick them on, surely. O'Malley from the under-21s of Tottenham. Davis from Millwall on 23s. But the biggest signing there has got to be Telford. We've got any big departures. Tunnicliffe's gone. Gregor Cox is gone. Can't really see any other names here that are big, to be honest. Morris has gone to Gillingham, League Two rivals. I think they're going to climb a little bit this year. I think Telford's goals are going to make them climb a little bit. I think I put them 12th last year and they finished 12th. I'm going to put them 10th this time around. Now, Crew, you are a tricky prospect because you got relegated bottom, but I don't see them going straight back up, if that makes sense. They strengthened quite well here. They've got Mellor and McDonald from Carlisle. They've got Colquitt and Thomas from Cheltenham. They've got Baker Richardson from Newport as well. But they've got a few big departures. Cashkit's gone. Porter's gone. Mandron's gone. So it's a bit of a mix, really. They haven't really got an outright striker, have they? They need to sign a striker, really. But I don't think Crewe are going to struggle too hard. But I think they are going to finish mid-table. I don't think they'll go straight back up. It's a bold prediction from me. But I think I don't remember Crewe going up in the first place. I'm going to say Crewe finish 11th. Just below Crawley. Now, Doncaster. This is a story of a club who have sunk from Championship to League Two. It's mental. Back-to-back relegations have left them in the bottom league of the Football League, obviously. You signed Maxwell from Rangers B team, Molyneux from Hartlepool, Miller, Tomlin, Biggins. They've got quite a few decent names. But they've got quite a few sales going on here as well. Williams to Rochester, John to Rochdale, Hiwula, who's the main name I recognise there, to Ross County. They've let Dodu, Okenabiri and Bostock away on a free. Oh, it's not looking good for Doncaster, is it? I don't really know where to place Doncaster, to be honest. I might be crazy, but I'm putting them 13th. They're just getting weaker and weaker, and I don't think they're going to get top half. Call me dumb. You're probably right. But I don't think it's going to be a great season for Doncaster. Now, Gillingham, they have signed Cashkit from Crewe. They've signed Mandron from Crewe. They've signed quite a few players from everywhere. They had a good window, but how has their business been out of the club? They've let a few players go, but no one big, to be honest. No one that I see as, will fuck them over. I guess Verdane Oliver is probably the only one I would really say is bad. Maybe Sithole as well. He's gone to Bolton B team. But I think that's it, really. I don't think there's anyone else. They brought some good players in on loan as well. Law from Plymouth, Maynard Brewer from Charlton. I would be surprised if we see Gillingham in playoffs. I'm going to put them just behind Bradford City, though, in 6th place. That's us gone through all the relegated sides, and there's only one that I think will go, or even get to the playoffs to go straight back up. I might be wrong. Probably am. Completely wrong. But that is my opinion on the matter. So Harrogate. Harrogate are a team I want to stay in the Football League, but I don't remember. Where did they finish last season? 19th. They're not going to be contesting too much, I don't think. I think I predicted them correctly as well. I think I predicted 19th last year, and they finished 19th. Or either that, or I was like 8. I was like a place off or two. One of them. It was close. It was a close run thing. So what business have they done this window? Just to see if I might as well agree with them. I know I should be doing alphabetical order, but I'm going to do Grimsby once we get to Oldham, because I can't obviously have them in the game yet. Harrogate Town, they brought in Dooley, Jameson, Mattock from Rotherham. They've actually brought in quite a few good players here. A few good League 2 and kind of level players. Any big sales? Orsi's gone. Kirby's gone. They've let Page, Cracknell and Leasley. They've released them. I don't know who two of those are. I know who the other one is. I know who Cracknell is. But I mean, it's not bad business, but it's not great in terms of the outfield or departures is what I'm trying to say. So I think they'll climb a little bit. I'm going to put them as 18th, but they've done good business in, but I don't think I think they've done too much selling, if that makes sense, which I think it does, even if it doesn't. Up next is Hartlepool. They survived quite comfortably last time around, and I feel a bit bad for putting them as far down as I did. They've brought in Hasty from Rangers. They brought in Murray from Kilmarnock. They brought in Callum Cook from Bradford, which is a big move. Menayezi from Walsall on a loan deal as well. Not an awful window by any means. Francis Angol's gone, though. Molyneux's gone. Liddell and Smith are out there. Alomala's away. And Bogle's gone. It's a big change for Hartlepool. But I think it's a change that will do them good. I'm going to put them in 14th place. Up next is Layton Orient. Now, this is a team I would like to see promoted. And I think if they've done the right business, which it looks like here they might have done. Georgiou in on a free transfer. Rob Hunt from Swindon. Archibald from Lincoln. And Moncur from Hull. Not to mention Charlie Kelman on a loan deal from QPR. They've done very well. And they've promoted 4 players from the under-18s. And they haven't lost a lot of their squad. I think this is the first team I could possibly say that will get automatics. I may be over-predicting. I may be over-predicting completely. But I'm putting them in 3rd for now. I may change my mind on that, of course. But that's the first team I think I could say that will get into those automatics. And here's probably the second one, to be honest with you. Mansfield up next. Let's see their business. Boateng brought in from MK Dons. They brought in Pym from Peterborough on a loan deal. And Flinders in from Cheltenham. That's a good signing in between the sticks. Looking at the Mansfield departures, there's quite a few. Sinclair off to Rochdale. Rawson to Morecambe. Those are the main ones. There's not any big names. There's not been a lot of change at Mansfield, if I'm being honest. I think they got playoffs last year, didn't they? Bear with me. I want to see where they finished last year. I kind of want to base it off of that. If they got playoffs last year, they're getting playoffs again this year. They finished 7th. You know what? Same again at Mansfield, I think. I think they're going to finish 7th again. I heavily underpredicted Mansfield last year. I think I predicted them like 12th, 13th or something. But I'm not going to make that mistake again. I think they're going to get playoffs. And I don't think they're going to win them because that's Bradford's MO. But I think they're definitely going to be about there. Around about that kind of area. Up next is Newport, and you've got to think the first thing when you think about Newport is the departure of Dom Telford, who's your main goal scorer, and I don't know how you allow him to leave, really. But they brought in Zanzal, they brought in Aaron Wildig from Morecambe. I didn't think he'd ever leave Morecambe, but fair play. They've also brought in Omar Bogle from Hartlepool. Some bad signings, but of course they've lost some big players as well. The main one there, of course, is Dom Telford. They've also let Amond go to Woking. Telford to Crawley. Baker Richardson to Crewe. Kevin Ellison has been released. God damn it. The man himself. Didn't they get playoffs last season, or am I tripping? No, they came 11th. It might have been the season before they got playoffs. It was. Okay. So, Newport, I want to give a high position to it, and I think I'm going to give it to them. But I'm not going to give them too high. They're going to finish top half, but not too far in the top half. We're going to say 12th. Just because they've had that big loss of goals that Dominic Telford would have brought had he stayed there. But they've replaced quite well. They've got Wildig in, which is my main thing that caught my eye when I looked at the Newport business. And they've also got who else do they have? Zanzala from Barrow, not a bad signing either. Now looking at Northampton, you got to think for Northampton they'll be looking to strengthen and kick on and get automatics this year. They signed in Haynes from Newport, Lee Burge from Sunderland, Hilton from Luton as well. That's a big signing, and Leonard from Brighton under-21s on a loan deal. But they've also sold quite a few players who probably wouldn't want to stick around purely because they didn't quite get the promotion. Horsfall to Stockport, Roberts to Middlesbrough. Liam Roberts away on a deal there. Ashley Seal's gone. Pollock's gone. Danny Rose is gone. Not Danny Rose you're thinking of. But I think they'll kick on this year. And I think they'll get automatics. I think they need to get automatics for their own benefit. I think they're going to get second place. As you can tell, I'm still yet to pick a title winner. I meant to click on Northampton as well for this. I feel like they're the team that was nearly there. They were nearly there. They got fourth on goal difference, and then they ended up losing the playoffs to Mansfield, I think, who then ended up losing the playoffs to Port Vale. Or was it the other way around? I don't know. They lost in the playoffs anyway. Up next is Grimsby then. What Grimsby's business looking like? Grimsby brought in Orsi from Harrogate. Brought in Otis Can from Layton Orient. Maher from Halifax. Not brought any real big signings in, but again, I don't know most of their players, so I don't know if they've had big departures. Lennell John Lewis, his name is a shop. He's gone to York. That's a good League Two striker that you've lost there. But nothing big, I don't think. They brought in Kieran from Walsall. It's not a bad signing. I think they're going to survive. I don't think they're going to survive comfortably though. I'm going to say 20th for Grimsby. I think that's probably the best position to put them. As for Rochdale, Rochdale also seem to be another one that's I can't predict them. Because I think I predicted them quite low last year. I think they ended up getting playoffs or something, didn't they? They've done some big signings here. Ebax Landell from Shrewsbury. John from Doncaster. Sinclair from Mansfield. They've signed Richard O'Donnell, the former Bradford shotstopper, on a free. Henderson to Salford, or from Salford as well. Diago Raga from Morecambe. That's some League One experience in there. And it looks like Rochdale are going for it this year. They have had a couple of departures though. Newby's gone to Colchester, Wade to Hereford, Dooley to Harrogate, and I don't see anyone else big, but they have strengthened. And I'm going to predict them a bit higher than they did last year. I don't remember where they finished last year, but I think I predicted them 17th or 18th. I'm going to predict them 9th. I'm going bold with it. Let's see if I end up correct for Rochdale. But up next, we've got Salford. Now, Salford, another tricky one, because I always want to put them in the top kind of area. I want to put them in the playoff race. But every time I do, they fall short. It's a pain in the arse. They've brought in Narty from the Burnley under-23s. They've brought in Hendry from St Johnstone. They've brought in Elliot Watt from Bradford City. In terms of departures, they've sold Toure, but I don't think he was getting much game time anyway. I just like the name. I remember liking his name when I did a Salford career mode. Henderson's gone to Rochdale. There's not been a lot of change, a lot of big amount of change at Salford, so I'm going to predict him in 4th place. I think they'll get playoffs at the very least, at a very minor amount. Barrow founded in 1901. That's wild. I know, old bastards. Up next, we have got Stevenage. Now, this is another team that always... Well, I say it's always another team that fucking messes me up, but all the teams seem to mess me up. Brought in Boswick from Burton, Sweeney from Forest Green, Clark from Rochdale. They brought in a lot of players. Pierre Gianni as well from Oldham, and Northampton's Danny Rose has joined the club too. But they've not actually done too badly in the transfer window, you know. They haven't sold a lot of people. That being said, I've not got a lot of positions left for them, so I may change my mind at the end. What did they come last year? We'll base it off last year. They finished 21st. Oh boy. Right, well, we'll move him up a little bit. We'll bump him up a little bit. We'll put him to 17th. I think those new signings will be safe this time around. I didn't realise he'd finished so low. Jesus Christ. But we've got 4 more teams, I believe. 5 more teams. I lied. We've got 5 more teams. I didn't realise we hadn't changed it on the screen. I keep forgetting to change it on the screen. But Stevenage, we have put in 17th. But I forgot about the other newly promoted team, Stockport. I know it says Scunthorpe on the screen, but you can't get Stockport in the game just yet. So Stockport will be the next one we're doing. Joel Lewis coming in from Torquay. Horsefall from Northampton. Nothing really too big that I could tell here. A lot of departures. They're going to struggle. They're definitely going to struggle coming straight back up. But I don't think they'll get relegated. I'm going to say 22nd for Stockport. I don't think they're going to get relegated, but they've not done a lot of business that I think will keep them in League 1, League 2, whatever League 1 about. But I don't think it will be enough to really do anything great. But I think they'll do enough to stay up, if that makes sense. Up next, Sutton. Now, this is a difficult one because I heavily underpredicted these guys last time around. And I fully apologise to any Sutton United fans because I put them bottom. And they ended up finishing 8th. They were very on the verge of playoffs, so I want to apologise. Business, they look like they have not done too many big moves anyway. They've got Rose in from Walsall, that's the main one that I can tell is quite a big move. But they've not had a lot of departures either. Corbeau's gone, Bazanis is gone. That's about it, really. I don't think they'll have the same playoff kind of run. I'm going to put them 16th, but obviously that could still change. I'm still going to have a look around at the end of these and see if I'm happy with them, and if not, I'll move them around. But for now, that's where they are. So, who have we got left? Swindon, Tranmere, and Walsall. I think I messed up a little bit here, to be honest with you. Because I don't think any of these teams are actually going to get relegated. But I don't think any of the teams are going to win the league as well. So, we are going to have a little bit of switcherooing around at the end here. Joe, what I'm going to do... No, actually, I'm going to just write them all down. And I'm going to do the thing where I put little numbers next to them. If I want to change them, because that'll probably be easier. So, Tranmere, Swindon, and Walsall. I've just put them both... I've written random places, so... I'm just going to go through this list and see if there's anything I want to change. There'll be quite a few I think I want to change. But in all honesty, you're best off looking at the spreadsheet if you want the full details. For some reason, my earphones are caught around my leg. I don't know how they've done that. So bear with me. Right. So let's take a look at this then. I don't see any of these teams winning the league. I don't see any of these teams with enough quality to win the league. That's it's just about the size of it, really. I don't know who's going to win the league. I am going to check where Swindon finished last year. That might help my decision. They always seem to be about the gaff in terms of kind of high end table. They got playoffs last season, but I don't really want to switch any playoff ones out. I need to pick someone who's going to win the league, and I don't think it's going to be Swindon, but I need to pick someone who's going to win the league. I don't. Ah, fuck it. We're putting Northampton to win the league. Then second place. We'll put second place as Mansfield, I guess. This is all messed up, to be honest. I have absolutely no idea. I don't know who's going to win the league, and I don't know who's going to go down. I think I'm going to put Carlisle actually in the relegation zone. I'm going to put Carlisle 23rd and Barrow 24th. I don't want Walsall. I'll put Walsall at the top. I don't think they're going to win the league. I just don't know where to. I don't know where to put third now. So we've got Northampton, Mansfield, Layton Orient, Salford, Bradford, Gillingham. I suppose that means Wimbledon going to seventh. I guess everyone moves up a place, right? I'm only going to write it down to 12th, and then we're going to figure it out here. Swindon. I think Swindon come above Rochdale. So I'm going to put Swindon 8th. And then all the teams go back to their original positions. And it's just Walsall. Where do I put Walsall? I think I'm going to put them. I want to move Sutton higher. I think I'm going to put Sutton 13th. Then Doncaster 14th, Hartlepool 15th, Colchester 16th. And then obviously the rest of the table as it is. Walsall, I'm going to put in between. Walsall, I'm going to put 16th. So Colchester will then go 17th. Stevenage are 18th then. Harrogate are 19th. No, because I want to move Tranmere. Oh, fuck off, man. This is all messed up. I'm trying to figure this one out because it's probably the hardest one to do because I know the least. And I want to move Tranmere into the top half. But I don't want to move anyone else out of it, if that makes sense. I don't want to move Doncaster down any further. So what have we got now? We've got Mansfield, we've got Northampton, Mansfield, Layton Orient, Salford, Bradford City, Gillingham, Wimbledon. 8th are who are 8th? Swindon. 9th are Rochdale. I'm gonna put Tranmere there. Tranmere are 9th. So that makes Rochdale 10th, Crawley 11th, Crewe 12th, Newport 13th, Doncaster 14th, Hartlepool 15th, Walsall 16th, Colchester 17th, Stevenage 18th, Harrogate 19th. Fuck it, we're leaving it like that. It's hurt my head, and I don't really know where else I want to move teams. So this is the order of the table. For anyone who hasn't really understood it, I will read it out at the end. But of course, it will be down in the spreadsheet below if you want to get the full factual information on it. First, Northampton. Second place will be Mansfield. Third place will be Layton Orient. Fourth place will be Salford. 5th place will be Bradford. 6th place will be Gillingham. 7th place will be Wimbledon. 8th place will be Swindon. 9th place will be Tranmere. 10th place will be Rochdale. 11th place will be Crawley. 12th place will be Crewe. Hold on. Why have I got two 13ths? What the How have I got two 13ths? Sutton are going 14th. They're not going 13th. But then Doncaster are 14th. I need to write it all down again, I think. I'm just going to write it in the list. Give me a second. Bear with me. Northampton. Mansfield. Orient. Salford. I can't spell Salford. I know what I'm writing anyway, whatever. Bradford. Yes, I'm predicting Bradford again in the playoffs. It's gonna be a nightmare when they don't make it again, but shush. Gillingham. And then Wimbledon. So that's the top 7. Behind them, I've got Swindon. In 9th, I have put Tranmere. 10th is Rochdale. 11th is Crawley. Now this is a one here. 12th, is it Crewe or is it Newport? I think it's Crewe. Crewe 12th, Newport 13th, Sutton 14th, Doncaster 15th, Hartlepool 16th. I know I said I'd push them up a bit, but it seems like I forgot quite a few teams. Colchester 17th. Stevenage 18th. Harrogate 19th. Grimsby 20th. I think I got 21st. Do I have a 21st? I've missed out Walsall. I'm a fucking idiot. Right, I put Walsall in between Colchester and Stevenage. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I put Walsall 18th, Stevenage 19th, Harrogate. Okay, right, that's fine. So gone with this. I'm not changing it now because it's too much stress and the video's been going on long enough. So this is how I've put my League 2 predictions. Whether they're right or wrong, I don't care at this point. I've lost interest because it's just so confusing. Northampton first, Mansfield second, Layton Orient third, Salford 4th, Bradford 5th, Gillingham 6th, Wimbledon 7th, Swindon 8th, Tranmere 9th, Rochdale 10th, Crawley 11th, Crewe 12th, Newport 13th, Sutton 14th, Doncaster 15th, Hartlepool 16th, Colchester 17th, Walsall 18th, Stevenage 19th, Harrogate 20th, Grimsby 21st, Stockport 22nd, Carlisle 23rd, and Barrow 24th. Now I'm going to be honest with you. I probably got 0 out of 20 or 24 even. 0 out of 24, but it's just so confusing to try and predict some of the lower leagues. So it's lucky I've done it at all. Alright, so fingers crossed I'll get at least 1 out of 24, I think, for this one. I'll be happy with that. But ladies and gentlemen, those are my League 2 predictions. If you aren't any the wiser, I won't be surprised. It is a confusing mess at the moment. But if you aren't any the wiser, there will be a spreadsheet in the description to take a look at what I'm on about. there's any you disagree with or any you're not happy with, then sound off in the comments. But I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you when we do some more career mode and more predictions and more stuff on this channel.